Hey, Marcus with MarcusBlankenship.com here. Today I'm driving over to see a client and wanted to make this quick video. One of the gals in my coaching circle, Cara Noriko, just wrote a great article on Medium. She's a woman in tech. She runs a Facebook group called Woman in Tech. And I think she calls it something like, "Yep, that time I cried in the bathroom." And you know, it was hard for me to read that article, but it brought out a memory I wanted to share with you. To be honest, of a time when I went into my office and cried about something. This is not going to be a great video for me to feel good about, but you know what? Maybe some of you have suffered the same thing, even if you haven't actually shed tears. So here's the situation. I'm talking with my boss, okay? And he is asking me some pretty pointed questions on why a project failed. I mean, he's not pulling any punches, and I get it. But here's the thing. He's a smart guy, and he's what I call a fast thinker, okay? And as a fast thinker, he wanted answers right then. And if I didn't have answers right then, I could see on his face it meant I was incompetent. I would never have the answers. Either the answers were immediately obvious or I was clueless. I sat there bombarded by all these questions, getting overwhelmed. And you know what? As much as I wanted my brain to be a fast thinking kind of brain, it just started to shut down. Like two things happened. My brain had trouble processing. I started to feel overwhelmed. And inside of me, I started to get upset because I realized, you look like an idiot. Oh, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't be upset. Don't show it on your face. Don't show it on your face. But you know, I just sat there and I had to say, I'm not sure. I then tried to make up some answers, some excuses, thinking, Marcus, come on, you know this. Those answers weren't good enough, and they weren't great answers. This is part of, so what happened? Well, the little session ended, and he sent me off to go figure myself out. And I went away, went into my office, and frankly, I shed tears of sheer frustration. I had not been able to come up with anything intelligent to say in the moment. I felt like I looked like an idiot. And how emasculating is it to be called on the carpet and to start to get emotional in your boss's office? You know, it's one thing behind closed doors, but we as guys don't cry. And I'm a guy's guy, so crying, I still feel upset by the situation. But I remember in that moment, it's what made me really promise myself that the next time I got put into a corner like that, I was going to state the obvious. I need time to think about it. I'm not great at thinking on my feet, and so you know what? I need to go back and examine the situation. And the next time this kind of thing happened, I was brave enough to say those words. I was brave enough to say, I'm not sure, but I'll find out. I was brave enough to give myself the space to acknowledge that I'm more of a slow thinker, and that means I need to go away and really consider something. But you know what? I needed to know that about myself to feel like I wasn't a stupid person or an idiot, because that's different than being a slow person, a slow thinker. The way I process, and maybe it's the way some of you process, is different than the way my boss processed. So here's the quick takeaway. If you're a fast thinker, don't assume everybody is. Hammering people with questions is a very natural thing to do when times are emotional, when a system's gone down, or somebody's just quit. But it doesn't mean the other person, just because the other person doesn't have every answer at their fingertips, doesn't mean they don't know it. Don't judge it, okay? And if you can see that person's struggling, pause and give them an opportunity to go back and think and then come back to you. I'm a big believer in hard questions. I'm a big believer in really asking the tough questions. But here's the thing. Just because you want tough questions answered doesn't mean you need them answered right then. And if you're a slow thinker like I was, or if you find yourself in that moment, it is not shameful. And it is not a sign of weakness, immaturity, or any sort of problem that you would say, I'm going to need a little time to think about this. And I want to come back to you with great answers and the right answers. When you say that, you'll actually build more confidence in the other person, build more trust, and show that you know yourself, rather than getting bullied in the moment into giving bad answers. All right, I'm Marcus with MarcusBlanketship.com. Let me know in the comments if you're a slow thinker or a fast thinker and what you do with that information about yourself. Thanks. Bye-bye.